What's going on, guys? We're back in another podcast. It's Robbie and Austin today. Doug couldn't be here, but we're just running a quick one.
Whoa,
Did
did you see
anyone
that?
see that?
That
uh,
was crazy. Yeah, so Robbie, I think we obviously know what we need to talk about first here. New
uh,
York Knicks, down 3-1.
okay. So those Knicks. I mean, game one. That
That
really
was a
shot us.
trendsetter.
That shot us. That really like put us behind the eight ball because losing that game, like you can't lose when you're up that much with 2 minutes left. Like, are you kidding me? And that kind of like that was basically a freebie for them because they didn't like they shouldn't have won that game. And it
No.
was one of those you just it's a head scratcher, you know. So many blown opportunities. Even when they had blown it all, they could have secured it. Even like before that last foul with OG and Brunson, that pass that Siakam he hit the ball out. But yeah, basically series of unfortunate events, and it really is a tough matchup wise for the Knicks because how fast the Pacers go, how much cardio they have. They can sub out. They've gone like 12
Yeah,
deep this
their
series.
rotations are nuts.
It's it's just it sucks because the Knicks Thibs finally just went into our bench, which our bench guys have actually been performing very well for guys who have been barely playing, like Delon Wright on
Alon
defense.
Wright.
Yeah, Shamit, like he's been playing some good defense too, hitting some threes. Like when he took the in game three when he took the charge on Toppin, like that was a huge tone setting moment. So it's like some of
Yeah.
these guys, like you have to involve the bench earlier on, and I feel like it might have been too late after they really set the tone with that opening win. But I'll still believe. I still believe.
Yeah. Um, I think if you're a Knicks fan, it's more so like I know you want to say, take one game at a time, which you have to. Just you should just be praying for game 6. Like get or win game 6. You have to win game 5 first, but I think you'll have no problem doing that in New York, I hope.
Let's
You
not
know
gonna
what?
let's not get Austin Jinx out here.
Win game 6. It was funny though because the game they won in game 3 was like you said, Tibbs finally went into the rotation and was like, "Okay, I cannot play all my starters for 40 minutes, 45 minutes a game." And then it was like, "Huh, this bench squad is actually bringing us back into this game." Like
Hmm.
they actually defended. It was something that the Pacers hadn't seen, so I mean that always helps. And then the Knicks won that game, and I was like, the Knicks are back. I was like, they're gonna take the Knicks are back. They're gonna win Game 4, and we're just gonna have both home teams screwed up, when lost both their home games, and this is a brand new series. And then, uh, let's see, they did not win,
Yeah,
obviously.
Tyrese Halliburton just
Yeah,
hey,
no,
he
that was
had
his
a he had a
legacy,
master class. Like not much. I
literally.
mean, and I feel like there were so many times I'm like, why aren't they not getting closer on him? Like I know it's obviously easier said than done, but like sometimes they're sagging off him, and it's like I'm like I can see him, I can see the step back three from my TV screen. I'm like, he's so good at that, and it's like it feels like at times like they aren't playing him as aggressive as like Nesmith is making Brunson work for every bucket. They're not
Yeah.
making Halliburton work for
Speaking
every
of,
bucket the same way.
Naismith, almost doesn't play because of his ankle injury. Comes out the gate. What do you have? 8 points right off the rip.
Yeah, he had a hot
Breakaway
start.
dunk. I was like, this guy looks healthier than he did
Yeah,
before.
got one
Unreal.
of those quarter zone shots, probably.
Yeah. So Tyrese Halliburton finishes his game with 32 points, 12 rebounds, 15 assists. Nearly had a triple double in the first
No
half.
turnovers either.
Zero turnovers. It was probably one of the best like playoff performances I've seen in a while. It's like he might have not scored the
Mm,
most points, but it just felt like every single play he was just like
yeah,
involved in.
yeah. I just felt myself getting so frustrated. I'm like every time I'm like it feels like there's something they could be like because there's also so many open threes happening like at times like sometimes they'll just miss a rotation or overcommit on someone and then like there seems like this series there's so many open threes they're not getting back in transition defense sometimes and obviously they played great defense at times but this game they allowed the Pacers to get to 130 which is going to be a tough recipe to beat them if you're letting them score that much.
Yeah. Well, I think the Knicks had what, like 17 turnovers or something.
Yeah, they
18
are
turnovers.
throwing the ball away.
Yeah, and that's the big thing with the Pacers is don't turn the ball over because that's a team that just runs. When they
Yeah,
run and they keep going, you can't stop them. It's hard to
yeah.
keep up with.
It
And
definitely. Oh, sorry.
no, I just had one more question for you because I tweeted this out on my Colts burner last night. I said Jalen Brunson, clutch player of the year, took 4 shots in the fourth quarter. Four.
Yeah, I have some questions there too because it seemed like they were scheming up plays for Mikal Bridges. Granted, they got him pretty open looks, but they were fadeaway looks and they're
Mm,
fadeaway threes, and I do not like that. I mean, put the ball in Brunson's hand. Like, I don't know like what happened, but it seemed like they were running all play. Like, I know Nesmith was on him, but he was still beating Nesmith most of the time. Like most of the time, he was still able to make tough buckets over him. Like obviously, that's not. But that's the guy you want with the ball in your hands, and that's the thing that frustrates me about the Knicks offense. Though sometimes, like it just doesn't flow correctly. It feels like it doesn't. It feels like it also does
no.
depend on Brunson so much, and when you're used to that, I mean, you probably got to do that for the rest of this series, unless you're going to change things up. But I mean,
Yeah.
the fourth quarter is not the time to change that up. Like, how about you give Mister Clutch the ball and
Although, hey, they did it in game three. They didn't
that's
put
true.
Brunson back in because he was in foul trouble till what,
Yeah.
2 minutes left in the game.
That's true. He did seal it though.
Yeah, of course he
But
did. That's what I'm saying. Like that was my big
exactly.
issue. Is like that's your guy. That's the guy that's gotten you there. He's been doing
Yeah.
it all season long. That's
Yeah.
why he was the winner of the Clutch Player of the Year. Like
Mhm.
Mikal Bridges is a phenomenal player. I have
Yeah.
no doubts about that. But it's like if I want anybody to take over this fourth quarter and win us the game when you need it, it had to be Jalen Brunson.
Yeah. And it was within that's the thing that gives me hope. It
Yeah,
was within
in
reaching
draft.
distance when they've had Tyrese Halliburton had a near perfect game.
Yeah, he
Near
did.
perfect game, and we didn't play our game. We let them score 130. So I mean, that's kind of what gives me. It was right there. Like if they had hit one more shot and gotten just a little bit closer, it was in reaching distance.
It was. But I also gotta go back to game three here. Carl Anthony Towns in the fourth quarter.
Yes.
20 points.
Yeah.
4 points the rest of the night. Fourth quarter.
Man.
That was an
That
absolute masterclass.
yeah.
I
It
kind of
was
love when Cat gets in his flow state and when he starts
yeah.
making his facial expressions. He's one of the funniest players to watch in the NBA. Like, it's
He
unbelievable.
is. No, that performance was insane. Like Cat was just driving, taking it, getting aggressive, taking it to the rack,
Oh, yeah.
hitting tough threes. Like he was locked in, and especially like who would have thought a rotation of Delon Wright, McBride, Shamit, I think Towns was on there too. Like those guys would be the ones to make the
Drag us back
to
into it again.
start drag us back in. McBride, he didn't like in the scoreboard it didn't look like anything crazy, but he helped bring us back. Like he had some great
Oh, yeah.
plays, like phenomenal performance, and it's like a lot of the game, like our stars weren't there to be dependent on, but some of these role guys came through and willed us back because I was like when we were down so much I'm like come on, like this isn't how we're going, this isn't how we're going out, and then finally like you see that spark and it's like all right, we're winning this game.
Yeah. I I just knew that there was no way the Knicks were going to go down 3-0. And I was like they're going to win this game, like there's just no doubt in my mind. And then cuz I'm thinking about when I live bet it. I think they were down like 14 or something. And it got up to like 18 or 20 and I was like, "Huh, maybe they are going to go down 3-0." And then big prr.
Man, yeah, and like shout out to Cat because that
No,
was
Miss Flowers.
he was he was playing so well, and it really that kills you when you lose game one like that because the series could have been tied
Yeah,
up,
just so
or you never know what obviously would happen in other games because of that. But it's like
it's
that
one you're
was
going to think
so
about.
bad. It's one that's gonna haunt us.
No
Um,
goaltending call.
yeah, yeah, that was tough, but but obviously before that, just
You can't do
blown.
that.
You can't lose that game. Like that's unexcusable. Like even though there was that in OT, like it hurts to lose a game like that, and it's like
That
I'll remember that.
that's just who the Pacers have been, though.
Yeah.
I
Eh,
saw like there was a stat where it was teams were like 4 and like 900 or something, like being down by 7+ with like a minute left, and the Pacers had 3 of those wins this postseason.
It's insane.
Insane.
And,
They just
and
don't die.
man,
They don't
and
give up.
the thing was, like, I was watching the game with my dad. I'm like, all right,
Oh,
Dad, we got to be careful. The last 3 minutes, I'm like, the Pacers have been coming back on teams late in the season, and I'm like, and then we're just watching, so we're like, no way,
all
no
unfold.
way, no way. And
Hey,
then
Nate
he
Smith,
hits,
saying, "How you doing?"
and then Tyrese Halliburton foot on the line. Uh that
It's
was
just
just that's heart wrenching. Like when you lose like that, like it's just you almost gotta laugh at it because it's like, how does that happen? Like how?
the Knicks, man.
It's like they're cursed, but maybe Stinny B puts a little curse on the Pacers for us, and
No,
Knicks
because
in
the
seven.
thing is like I can totally see the Knicks winning. Like honestly, like I just like I think I just think everything comes down to Game 6. I don't
Hey,
think there's a world that you lose Game 5. I don't think there's a world.
we're winning it. That's what I like to
You're
hear.
winning it. Then
But
just like you pour every ounce of energy into Game 6, and then anything can happen in Game 7. You have a
yeah,
lot of
that's
momentum.
the thing about Game Sevens.
Anything can
You get
happen.
it there, anything can happen, and obviously the Knicks have already won a game there, so you just gotta win it. You gotta win at home. Then
Yep.
we'll see what happens. But
Take
I'm
care of
like,
business.
we we just
I'm
need a
curious. I'm curious to see what Tibbs does. If
yeah.
he decides like he's going to say, "Screw it, I'm going back to my bread and butter. I want my starters playing 40 minutes a game for like Game 5." Or well,
Yeah.
if you won Game 5, I think you'd have to do it for Game 6. I think you'd
Yeah.
have to. Like because that's going to be like the Pacers' best chance of closing it out. Because then if they don't win, they're going to have to go back to Madison Square Garden, and that's when
Yeah.
and you'll have all the momentum in the world. It's
Yeah.
just
And I do
game
gotta
at a time.
say, like, part of me is like Mikel. Like he's a great defender, but I feel like he's not playing like tight enough against Halliburton. He's giving him too much. Like he's obviously getting like switched off of a lot of times, but I'm like I'd rather him go over all the screens and just someone help underneath because Tyrese is just gonna kill you if you don't get over the screen and you're switching on Cat. Like it's just not good when Cat is switched on to him. So I'm like, and then part of me is like, I saw Shaman sticking kind of close to Tyrese on some of these. I'm like, I know Shaman's not necessarily known for his defense, but maybe give him some reps on Tyrese, see if he can stick to him. But I mean, it's probably not gonna matter if we're not playing team defense and
No.
everyone's doing their jobs. But
Yeah, that's the only knock with Jalen Brunson, and
yeah,
it's just
he
they
he tries hard, but it's
yes
like on
they just bully
defense,
him.
it's just
They
yeah,
target him.
yeah, and it's like
Um,
yeah, he can't get his hand up there for a contest really. Like it's
no.
just he's not big
They've
enough.
also been calling so many ticky tacky fouls on him
Yeah,
that when he tries to play like physical defense, like he's been getting in foul
I
trouble like that, and it's like
yeah I
which is
hate
weird
that.
because this whole series has been like a lot of like let the boys play basketball. Like I'm
Yeah,
watching Carl Anthony Towns get murdered down low.
I
I
know.
watched Pascal Siakam slash OG Anunoby in the back and not get a
Yeah,
call. I was like,
and
wow.
I'm like, meanwhile, I just
Oh,
feel like sometimes they call like a ridiculous one, and then I'm
end
like,
of
all
game
right,
3. When they called the foul on Mikal Bridges on Tyrese Halliburton went for a crossover, and it was like the lightest foul I've ever seen in
yeah,
my life.
no, it's like some of these are it's like, come on, like let them play. It's just it's annoying. I mean,
It is very annoying.
we
Um, another thought that I had was I don't think that I've ever seen a player destroy a narrative about themselves as fast as Tyrese Halliburton has.
yeah,
Like
uh,
they dropped
yeah.
that
Who's
most overrated player like a
you knew that's just fuel.
and
That's
all of a sudden this guy is just
yeah.
playing lights out basketball. And
Yeah.
then I saw Stephen A. Smith today go on and say he's like, I'm not ready to call Tyrese Halliburton a superstar just yet. And I was like, respectfully, Stephen A., like, that's fine. Like, I get it. You want to see more production, obviously. He hasn't won a championship yet. He hasn't even finished this yet. But it's like, I don't think he cares anymore about being labeled a superstar. That's the thing about Tyrese Halliburton that I think I respect the most is just like, he's just playing the game how he plays the game, and he's not letting anybody tell him differently. Like, he didn't
Yeah.
even, when people called him overrated, he was like, whatever. Like, it is what it is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, it's just yeah. I mean, obviously, I hate him right now because we're playing him, but I've always thought he's a great player, and it's like the Kings. I mean, it's crazy they had De'Aaron Fox and Tyrese Halliburton, and they really didn't get much in return. Obviously, they got Sabonis, who's good, but it's like they got rid of two guards who are gonna be all-star players for
Yeah.
years to come. Maybe all NBA or all NBA because Tyrese got third team, I think.
What did
And
he did, yeah. What did they trade for, or what did they get for De'Aaron Fox?
for De'Aaron Fox, didn't they get was it a three
Here,
team
I'll look it up.
trade? Yeah.
Let's see.
The
In the meantime, though, Robbie, I do actually have a fun stat for you here.
yeah.
I do.
Oh yeah, it was a three
Oh,
team trade.
playoff games with 35 points and 10 assists in playoff history.
Mm-hmm.
Brunson had his fifth. It's pretty good. Knocks him number 5 on the list. Okay.
Yeah.
Oscar Robertson, 6. Pretty good. Michael Jordan with 8. Not bad. Jerry West, the logo, with 10. I want you to take a guess at how many LeBron has. I want you to take a guess.
35 and 10.
Yep.
I want to say I don't want to go ridiculous, but 22.
No, Robbie, it's a ridiculous number.
47.
Robbie, it's 120.
Oh my god. Yeah, I mean, I was gonna say something really high, but I'm like, wait, if they're all, but I mean, that's LeBron for you,
That's unbelievable.
machine. Yeah, that's insane.
120?
122. Did you say? That's
120.
120.
Straight up.
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. So it was the three team trade. It was Zach LaVine went to the Kings, and then a couple picks. And then Spurs got Fox. Bulls
no,
received
Robbie.
Huter, Zach Collins, Trey
Robbie.
Jones. What?
I got baited on that stat.
Oh no.
I got baited.
Oh no. Steady B.
A live bait here.
NBA Centel
Oh,
has
no.
baited Steady B. Oh no.
It was actually only 12 games.
Oh. Moment of silence for Stinny B.
I was looking at it and I was like 120 games.
That sounded like a lot.
I was
That's
like,
why
how
I'm
many
like,
playoff games has he played? I was like, definitely a
oh
lot,
no.
but 120 would be like,
Oh
half
no.
the kind of games. Yeah, no, 12. That's still
All
number
right.
one.
That's still a lot of games.
Still number one.
Yeah.
But hey, Brunson with 5.
Hey, Brunson's
pretty
that
good.
guy. Yeah.
Yeah, Brunson's
But
that dude. So play him in the fourth quarter.
yeah, so I mean, anyways, it's yeah. Basically, let Brunson cook in the fourth quarter, play better defense, find that defensive form they found in Game 3 when they came back.
Yeah.
Rotate the boys. I mean, it's tough.
Mitchell Robinson.
Mitch Robb, yeah, he's been all
good.
over the offensive
good.
boards. Like and he can switch out onto guys too. At least like give it a little contest on Halliburton on those. So they're not looking to hunt him on defense, But it's yeah. Shout out Mitch. Like shout out to there's been some great moments from a lot of like OG. He's had some step back threes, some crazy ones, and it's like, all right, guys, backs against the wall. Show them what you got.
Yeah, I mean, another question I actually have for you is: do you think that Tibbs potentially gets fired?
That's part of me has been also thinking this. I'm like, I don't know if he's the guy to. Like, I mean, we'll obviously see what happens in the rest of the series. So, but
Has he ever been to an NBA Finals? I think he's lost in the conference finals every time he's been there.
Yeah, he must have because he's on the Bulls for so long. But it's yeah, I mean, I don't know if he's the guy to get us through there. Like, because if you're not willing to to go to the bench, and also our offense. It's just like sometimes at times I'm like, this isn't like a real offense. This is like kind of like go out there and hoop. Like it feels like there's in this modern NBA, like you need more. You need to involve everyone, especially like guy teams are going 10 deep. Like the best teams, the teams that are playing the best right now are going 10 deep. Like the Thunder and the Pacers are playing one of the best right now. So it's like you need to use your depth. You need to be running like actual offense. Like it seems that sometimes they're just like, all right, we're just depending on Jalen Brunson to save us, and it's like,
That's the fourth quarter for you guys.
yeah,
Jalen Brunson ISO ball.
yeah, exactly. And it's like sometimes it's like they get too reliant on that stuff, and it's like I don't know, mate. Like obviously, the coach, can only do so much, but it's like
He can't. He has
maybe,
to make adjustments.
yeah, he just some of his subbing has been questionable this playoffs, and it's like. I don't know. I'm like, could there be a better answer? I think there might be, but I mean, only time will tell. If he comes back and wins the series, we're not talking about that.
I mean,
So
there's a little guy out in Denver that got fired.
that's true. It's crazy that
Wouldn't I think he'd be a pretty good head coach option?
yeah, he might be. I mean, we'll see what happens. We'll
Yeah,
see. How the series ends. I mean,
maybe the Knicks come back.
Knicks in seven. Knicks in seven. Go Knicks.
Yeah, I
Hopefully.
gotta say though, the Pacers made the right play. Freed Tyrese Halliburton's dad for Game 4. They lost Game 3. They knew they had to bring out the big guns. Brought him out.
Yeah. They knew to keep him in the box, so.
They had to keep him in the box.
Yeah.
Although I would have loved to see him on the hardwood. That would have been so electric. If he started getting in Brunson's face or Cat's face.
You gotta keep him out
Cat
of
versus Tyrese Halliburton's dad, and it would be
it.
fireworks.
That's. Uh, but I think we should talk about a little other series over here. We have the Thunder versus Timberwolves, and I mean it's been a lot of what we thought.
Yep. Game 3, the Timberwolves came out and blew them out.
Yeah.
It was like they played physical right off the get-go. They had everything going. They were making all their shots, and the Thunder weren't making their shots, which is usually the recipe for winning a game by 40.
Yeah.
It was like, okay, Anthony Edwards, how many points did he have in the first quarter? Like 16, 15?
Yeah. He
He
was
had a lot of
cooking.
points in the first quarter. It was right off the rip. Wasn't missing. Buried 2 threes, stole 2 passes, brought him back for dunks. It was everything went right for the Timberwolves, and then it became interesting. Like, can they carry that momentum over into Game 4?
Mm-hmm.
And to be honest, I think the Timberwolves actually played phenomenal.
They did.
They really did. Like they
they're
knocked
right
down
there.
shots. Obviously, Anthony Edwards did not.
Yeah, only
produce.
13 shots.
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like I wouldn't say he had a bad game. It was just the Thunder, man. They make it so difficult on everybody they play. Like their defense is just unbelievable.
And they're doubling him at times,
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. I don't think that game was on Anthony Edwards at all. I don't think the
they were right there.
Lost that game. I think the Thunder just won that game.
Yeah,
they're the most stacked roster left in the playoffs from top to bottom.
Yeah,
they have guys off the bench that just can eat
contribute
you alive
all
defensively.
day.
Yeah, I mean you have Alex Caruso 3-and-D. That's all he does. Easy.
You know,
they have scoring options. Aaron Wiggins comes off the bench.
Isaiah Joe.
It's like
Yeah.
they have so many, even other J-Dub. Jay Will's what they call him.
To box out people, he came in at the end to box out for the rebound. You have, and then obviously, you have like Haverstein. He's just a great overall player. Like when you can rotate, if you have 2 big men like, Chet and him that can play defense, just do all the things you need.
Yep.
And then you just have like guys who can score, guys who can shoot, guys who play phenomenal defense around you, and it's like it's tough to beat that, especially when Shea's cooking, getting to the line. Like it's not much you can do there, honestly.
Nope.
But they
Jalen
gave it
Williams
a
also.
good goal. Yeah, J-Dub went off. I actually told Lorcan we did a parlay before pickleball. I told him Jalen Williams 20+, but some other people sold other legs. So
always happens. Yeah, no, Jalen Williams had a phenomenal game because it was. I mean, what did they combine for in Game 3? It was something crazy. It was like none of them. I don't think any of them
Yeah,
scored 20.
yeah. Shea had like 14.
Yeah, I think Chet had like 9.
Yeah, it wasn't
Tub maybe
good.
had 10, 11. But it was not. That was when the series was interesting, and then it was like, God, can they pull one out here and win it? They could
Hmm.
not.
No.
No, could not.
So, I
They
mean,
play tonight,
they
obviously.
play tonight. We'll see if Ant-Man puts together a heroic performance or, because I mean, you never know. Anything can happen. It's the NBA. It's game by game. Like it's just
Yeah,
because. So we'll have to see what happens. But I mean, the Thunder are just such a tough team to beat.
wagon.
Especially, yeah. So you need to have everyone playing at a high level to compete against them. Obviously, they have the guys who can do it. It's just they have to do it for 3 straight games. So
Yep.
it's and they
Now,
won't go down without a fight.
never. Now, just thinking about the Thunder in general, though, I saw this take on Twitter where it was like, this could potentially be like the worst Thunder team
That
that we like in for the next like 5 years.
that's
Like
the
the Thunder
kind of
could be on
insane part.
serious dynasty watch.
Yeah,
Like they
they're
have
set
a
up so
million picks.
perfectly.
They have yeah, I
Yeah,
know. Their stars. I mean, Shea's gonna get paid maybe this offseason or it's
yeah.
next offseason. It's one of the two.
I
It's he
think
can get
yeah.
paid
There's
either of them,
yeah,
but he's gonna get his super max. There's no way. The big thing is if they can keep that big three together, which I'm sure they probably can, and then with
yeah,
their draft picks, they can just keep filling in rotation guys. Like they don't.
yeah.
You have a great young core. They have loads of picks. I don't even think they need to go get another superstar.
Yeah.
Like, they're good. Like they realize that teams don't need that many
Or
superstars.
the right guy comes up, and who knows? They make a move. You never know. I mean, when you have
Never
that
know.
many picks, it's like at some point they're gonna have too many guys to
No,
keep.
they're just gonna keep trading them back.
Yeah, it's
Teams
it's
are gonna
this
trade up,
kind of
keep building.
kind of insane, like how well set. Like if this is gonna be one of their worst teams, plus they have a million picks, and all their guys are young.
Yeah,
Like
all
the
of them.
core is so young, and it's like it's gonna be very interesting to see. What happens. I mean, it's gonna be they're gonna be tough to beat.
Yeah, it almost feels like that Nuggets series, like made them take the next step. Like it seems like they like because early on in that series they obviously choked away a game, and it was kind of like, huh, this was the Thunder's knock. The whole season was like, are they too young,
Inexperienced.
too inexperienced? That series alone to me seems like the Thunder have just been playing different. Like at the end of games, like they're closing it out. And then, although you know what, shout out the Timberwolves fan that bought them point 0.3 seconds for catching the ball
Yeah,
before it went out of bounds.
that was a
That was a
smart
heads up
move.
play. Heads up play.
Guy making a play.
Guy making a play. Big ups to that guy. Did it so nonchalantly, just caught it and was like,
Yeah.
and then Shea looked over at him and gave him like
He's
the "I
like,
know what you're doing" look. Good play, good thinking. But
yeah.
could you imagine? Could you imagine if they
If they
if
made
they
no,
run
that
it, they
would
just like
be that
nail
would
that?
be
That guy would be an MVP. Would have
yeah.
had to
They
have been at the
they
moment.
might yeah they they would be
He
carrying
honestly
him
should
on
get a
their
ring.
shoulders.
He should have gotten a
I-
ring if they won.
if they did, yeah.
That would have
But
been crazy.
their play did not. I mean, there's not much you can do with that much time on the
Yeah.
clock. So, but it was just wow. Yeah, I mean, we'll have to see what happens. This is obviously you're both teams. The Knicks and the Timberwolves back against the wall. You got you just
I'm
gotta.
thinking. I'm thinking if the Timberwolves win tonight, the Knicks will win tomorrow.
Okay, okay.
You know what? I don't like that. I think one of them's gonna win, one of them's gonna lose. I take it back. So
All right.
I think you're rooting for the Thunder tonight. I don't think you're gonna get two 4-1 conference finals, which would be
Hey,
crazy. But so now let's think about this. As it what?
Knicks in 7.
Oh, you got to throw that in there.
I did.
Okay, I'm gonna go with this now. As it stands, the NBA Finals is looking to be Thunder Pacers.
I
Now,
like I like it.
I've
I
seen
like it.
I've seen a
Uh,
lot. I need you to just roll with me here. I'm saying as of right now, that's what it's shaping up to be. I've been seeing a lot of people over Twitter and everything being like, I don't even want to watch that finals. Those finals are going to stink because it's the smaller market teams. like Oklahoma City and Indiana. Like, I mean, not ideal for like the NBA. There's no Boston, there's no New York, there's no California or Texas teams. Like it's gonna be interesting.
They'd
So
love
now
if we come back when we come back.
the
Actually,
NBA would love if you guys came back. But
yeah.
so now as it
Scott,
stands, how do you think that series would go?
I mean, in a hypothetical world where
Hypothetical world, yes.
this series would happen, it would be two very teams that can play very fast, that can play great defense. I think the Thunder would win, but I mean, I think it would be high energy series. Teams like one game could be hot, one game go cold. I feel like I feel like I see the Thunder on top there, but you can't count out a team that's gonna play hot and play great defense. It's like it could be some very fun games, like in the transition like game. Two very young, fast teams, if that were to happen. But I'm more interested to see what these Knicks got in their bag.
Yeah. Well, if this hypothetical world does happen, I do have to agree with you. I think the Thunder are just the best roster compared, but I do think that it'd be actually a very fun series to watch. Like I
Yeah.
think there would be 250 points plus in every single game. Like these guys
Until the
go
game
out.
that's a brick show.
Yeah. Until you're right, until the threes run cold, then maybe not. But I think these teams both play very fast paced. They each can match up with each other. The
hmm
whole thing, the big edge that the Pacers have had though, is like there hasn't been a team that can keep up with them yet.
Yeah.
The Thunder could be that team, and then we'll
hmm
see what can happen.
Yeah.
And then it might be a little bit of a problem for the Pacers.
That is very true, and I feel like it would be like Thunder in 6 if that were to happen, but
I think it might
um,
even be gentleman's sweep.
maybe so. I mean, it's just like obviously, we see how quickly a series like the Knicks series should realistically be 2-2, but right now it's 3-1 because they had a terrible like you never know who's gonna blow a lead, so
Nope.
um. It should be a fun, whichever matchup it is. I mean, I know we'll have some good games, but I believe in my Knicks. They'll fight till the end. I mean, I know Brunson is he's just gonna keep fighting, and I'm ready. I'm ready for tomorrow.
Okay. Score prediction.
For tomorrow or tonight?
Yeah. No, tomorrow. Give me a score prediction.
Tomorrow, um, 105, 102.
That is a very low scoring game. That is what
That's
the
the
Knicks
type of
need.
game we need.
Yeah. No, you're right. Okay. Um, I'm gonna go on a limb here. I'm gonna go higher than that. I'm gonna go like I think it's 112 to 104.
Okay, okay.
I think you guys get a late ceiling bucket that kind of like ends the foul
And
show. They
then
miss a three,
yeah.
and then it's just over.
Okay.
That's how I
Okay.
think it goes.
What about tonight? What are you saying for the score?
Tonight's game, I can go really either way. I'm actually curious. I'm gonna see what the spread is. I'm gonna say, I think the Timberwolves are gonna get it done tonight, as well. Um, I think we're gonna get an Ant-Man masterclass. I don't know why this game's kind of giving me the vibes of they might blow them out again. I don't know.
Mm.
I don't know. I think they're gonna come out ready to go for sure. So this big spread, big spread.
Oh gosh.
The Thunder are indeed 8.5 point favorites. I don't know. Yeah, back in
It's a lot.
Oklahoma City, I lied. The Thunder are gonna get it done. I take it back, and it's not gonna. I don't know why I
I
thought this game was in Minnesota.
yeah.
Not
That is
gonna
definitely
blow them out.
yeah.
The
And
Thunder.
I want to say I mean, part of me wants to take the Timberwolves just to they'd extend it a game. I'm gonna know what I'll go Timberwolves. For fun. I'll say 126 to 122.
All right, Robbie, you should take the over then. Um,
Oh, it's definitely gonna go way under now.
uh,
Take the under, guys.
I'm gonna say the Thunder win by eight. Eight
Okay.
as well. Okay. So I'm gonna go 120, 112.
Okay.
And if I get this right, that's got to be clipped.
that does have to, Riverside, put this clip
Yeah,
in. If
give us an audio
if
clip. Yeah,
we're right, we are. That'd be awesome.
that should be
We're
a good
going
deal.
viral.
Yeah,
Yes,
going to buy a lottery ticket.
yes. But anyways, I think since we don't have Doug here, we're not doing like the regular podcast stuff. We just wanted to get the review of these last couple
Yeah,
games in for the week. We'll be back with your regularly scheduled program next week.
yeah.
Hope you guys enjoyed.
We had to really make sure that we got this podcast in case the
Yeah.
Knicks lose tomorrow.
Whoa,
Anyway,
whoa,
yep,
whoa.
that's it.
Knicks